Welcome to The Explainer. So let me ask you something right off the bat. Are you completely tired of grinding 60-plus hours a week only to watch your hard-earned margins just disappear into overhead, fuel costs, and frankly, administrative chaos? You are definitely not alone. Thousands of physical service business owners, we're talking plumbing, HVAC, electrical, flooring, are totally trapped in this exhausting cycle of being busy but broke. You've probably been told your whole career that scaling just means buying more trucks and working harder. Well, that is absolutely a lie. Today, we're going to lay out the exact blueprint for tradespeople to stop playing defense as laborers and start building a predictable, scalable revenue machine in the age of AI. Okay, let's dive right into this blueprint. We are going to quickly cover 1. Your unautomatable advantage, 2. Winning the AI search wars, 3. The proof of life sale, 4. The BW revenue gateway, 5. Frictionless cash flow systems, and finally, 6. Managing from the dashboard.
Starting right off with Section 1, your unautomatable advantage.
I really want you to think about this quote for a second. A robot cannot sand a piece of red oak. I mean, everywhere you look right now, people are absolutely terrified of artificial intelligence replacing office workers and coders. But if you've got calloused hands and you wake up to the smell of sawdust or pipe threader oil every morning, your trade is safe. And AI cannot crawl under a historic porch to inspect a rotting subfloor. It would literally short-circuit just thinking about it. Your physical craftsmanship is the ultimate, undeniable human backbone of our modern economy. And this brilliantly illustrates a massive mental shift you have to make right now. You have to stop operating with a laborer mindset, swinging a hammer faster just to survive from one job to the next. You need to adopt the architect mindset. An architect builds a predictable, scalable machine. Because let's be real, you cannot scale a business just by breaking your own back. But here's the catch, and it's kind of an invisible threat. While AI absolutely cannot do your physical work, it completely controls how local customers find your work today. When an affluent homeowner has a pipe burst, they aren't reaching for the yellow pages. Actually, scratch that, they aren't even typing simple queries into old search engines anymore. They were talking to AI assistants like Perplexity or Google AI Overviews. And if those AI models don't know you exist, your phone simply stops ringing. Period.
Which brings us right into Section 2, winning the AI search wars.
So traditional keyword-stuffed SEO? Yeah, that's completely dead. It's been replaced by GEO, or Generative Engine Optimization. GEO is your new mandatory standard. It's basically the highly technical process of structuring your business data so that large language models can easily read, verify, and actually recommend your business right inside their chat windows. If your digital footprint isn't machine-readable, you are completely invisible to the modern consumer. So how do we actually pull this off? There are 3 actionable steps here. First up, rich schema markup. You absolutely must use FAQ page and service schema tags on your website. Think of this like an electrical blueprint for an AI. It explicitly maps out your location, your hours, and your specific services, so the bot doesn't have to guess. Second is ground truth verification. Your Google business profile has to match your website exactly, and I mean exactly, down to the punctuation, so the AI trusts you aren't a scam. Third, the 30-day refresh. AI engines heavily prioritize active businesses. You need to update your project logs at least once every 30 days, just to signal, hey, my crew is out here working. To really win this war, you have to understand something called information gain. You see, AI engines actively filter out all that generic marketing fluff. To rank as the local authority, you have to feed the AI raw, technical specs, stuff like exact grit sequences or moisture tolerance levels. Plus, AI vision systems are now scanning for proof of life, so please ditch those cheesy stock photos. Upload high-resolution, original macro photography, like extreme close-ups of your flawless craftsmanship to prove you're the real deal. Let's move to Section 3, the proof of life sale. Let's see how this builds into a flawless site visit framework that completely disarms defensive consumers. Look, the second a customer senses they're being sold to, their defenses go right up. Instead, train your text to use the observe, diagnose, prescribe framework. First, observe. Ask about their long-term goals for the property. Second, diagnose. Use a tactile physical demonstration. And third, prescribe. Offer a permanent, warranted solution rather than just slapping on a cheap cosmetic patch. Here is the absolute goldmine script your technicians must use in the field. Have them physically point to, or better yet, literally hand the customer the failing part. Maybe it's a corroded heat exchanger or a degraded sump pump float. Then say, see this? An AI could tell you there's an issue based on a photo, but it can't feel the structural integrity of this. My job is to ensure this doesn't need to be torn up again. Boom. This creates immediate cognitive dissonance. They can literally feel the failure in their hands, which instantly justifies your premium price. By leveraging this proof-of-life sales script, you completely bypass those logical, budget-focused objections. The benefits are just massive. You're going to see way higher close rates, you almost completely eliminate price haggling, you establish unquestionable structural authority, and you secure high-ticket, permanent solutions. This is exactly how you fuel a highly profitable machine, rather than just racing to the bottom on price.
All right, pivoting to Section 4, the B2B Revenue Gateway. If you want real stability, you need to understand the psychology of the commercial property manager. These folks are high-frequency, high-trust buyers. They do not care about clipping coupons or saving $50 on a service call. What do they care about? Strict risk management, protecting their own time, and limiting liability. Period. Your value proposition to them has to be a frictionless, one-text-and-done solution. They hand the headache to you, and they literally never hear about it again.
So, to lock down these property managers, you need to hand over what we call the trust packet. You can do this physically or digitally. It instantly removes all their administrative friction. It's got to have your current liability insurance, a simple one-page, one-call-away service promise showing your response times, a direct mobile link or a VIP QR code for emergencies, and, this is crucial, pre-filled W-9 and vendor forms. You want absolutely zero delay getting on site when disaster strikes for them. Let's keep that momentum going into Section 5. Frictionless cash flow systems. I want to ask you a pretty provocative question here. Are you running a scalable machine, or are you just running an errand service that sits around waiting on paper checks? Look, friction is the ultimate enemy of cash flow. If your crew is wasting time dropping off paper invoices, or if you're holding your breath for 45 days waiting for a check to magically appear in the mail, your business is definitely not functioning as a modern machine. The fix for this is the Embedded Estimate Protocol, and it's super simple. 3 steps. Step 1, generation. The tech builds the quote on a tablet while they are still physically standing in the customer's home. Step 2, delivery. The proposal is emailed or texted to them immediately. Step 3, the action script. The tech verbally guides the client to look at their phone right then and there, approve the quote, book the date, and pay the deposit via a secure link like Stripe or Square. All of this happens before your truck even pulls out of their driveway. No more chasing money. So the crucial point is, bringing us to Section 6, managing from the dashboard. Let's look at the actual numbers you need to run your business like a real CEO. First is your technician utilization rate, and the sweet spot is 75% to 85%. This just measures the percentage of your technicians' paid hours that are actually being billed to clients. If it dips below 70%, your dispatching is broken and your guys are just driving around burning gas. But if it's consistently over 90%, watch out. Your crew's burning out, and I guarantee your quality of work is about to plummet. Next up, you absolutely must relentlessly track your true job margin. This perfectly visualizes why gross revenue is just a vanity metric. True wealth is only generated when you subtract your real hidden costs, direct labor, cost of goods, overhead, and fuel from your revenue. If a job brings in $2,000, but it actually costs you $1,600 to execute, that razor-thin margin leaves dangerously little room for error. This right here, this is exactly how contractors end up incredibly busy but totally broke. To make sure your business machine is humming along, you, as the CEO, need to monitor these 5 vital signs every single week. Customer acquisition cost, to know if your geo is actually working. True job margin, to make sure you aren't busy but broke. Review velocity, which is literally the lifeblood of local AI search rankings. B2B lifetime value, to justify going after those commercial clients. And your estimate conversion rate, which tells you right away if your techs are actually using that proof-of-life sales script we talked about. So I'll leave you with this. Are you going to settle for a high-stress job you just happen to own? Or are you ready to build a highly profitable machine? You already have the ultimate unautomatable advantage. It is time to finally put down the wrench, start analyzing your metrics, master these digital systems, and step fully into the role of the architect. Stop settling for survival, start building your revenue machine today. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and we will catch you next time.